Chapter 10 Stardust Sky. Hello everybody, my name is Damon and welcome back to some more Steins Gate. And before you check to make sure that your video is loaded properly, yes, this is a black screen. We'll move on with the story in just a second. But last we left off, if you don't remember what happened last time, or you just need a bit of a refresher, or you didn't watch last episode or the last couple episodes, however many it was, probably only one episode because I record these sessions and then pretty much upload them as is, but it might have been 2 episodes. Either way, when we last left off, we had just finished Moika's little not side story, part of the main story, little Moika's D-mail extravaganza, D-mail conundrum, if you will, involving FB and Mr. Braun and a whole bunch of IBN 5100 shit. Moika died. Well, first Mr. Braun died, which I never even explained that what I was talking about with the anime scene, how it's different from what actually happened. But Mr. Braun killed himself. Knight showed up, who was a little devil now, and was kind of really freaking me out, and stabbed and killed Moika, and then said in 15 years she's gonna come after Okabe, and, you know, that's great and all, but, you know, weird stuff like that. Anyways, we're back into not exactly the original world line. We're one step away from being back to the original world line. That being that we now, well, first of all, we have the IBN 5100 back, so we have to hack into SERN and delete the D-mail that we accidentally sent and that they intercepted, so that we can go back to the original Alpha 1 world line. The only problem is if we do so, well, Okabe will explain to us yet again. I thought that I had found the solution, that everything would be alright, but that equation was meaningless. I had solved nothing. Instead, I am left with a terrible choice. Mayuri or Kurisu. One of them must die. Radikan is still off limits. They haven't yet repaired the hole that Suzuha's time machine made. I looked down through the hole at the streets of Akiba. Somehow I got here. From up here, they look narrow and stifling. Across the way, a train rumbles by. I watched the yellow striped cars move past. I came here because I wanted to be alone. The day before yesterday, I abruptly canceled the attempt to hack SERN. Kurisu and Daru demanded an explanation, but I just couldn't give them one. The decision has paralyzed me. 2 days later, I'm still nowhere close to finding an answer. What do I do? 2 weeks ago, on July 28th, Dr. Nakabachi held a press conference in this very spot. The same day, Kurisu was murdered. Let's say we go through with the plan and delete the first email I sent. The one about Kurisu's death, from CERN's database. That would have returned us to the Beta World Line, where it all began. What would happen then? Or sorry, we're on the Alpha 1 World Line, or trying to get... I don't remember. According to my predictions, our friend, lab member number 4, Makase Kurisu would disappear. Someone who died on July 28th cannot be alive now, on August 15th. That would defy casualty. A casualty. A time paradox. That world line has already rejected her existence. The moment we erase the D-mail, Kurisu will cease to exist. And so, I'm left with 2 options. Option 1. Hack SERN with the IBN 5100 and erase the first email I sent, thus returning to the Beta World Line. Kurisu will disappear, but Mayuri will live. SERN will never build a time machine, and the future will be free. Option 2. Don't hack SERN. Keep living here on the Alpha World Line. Mayuri will die, so will Moika, and FB. Kurisu will likely be kidnapped by SERN, but at the very least, she won't die. With her research, SERN will gain control of space-time, and the future will be a dystopia where no one is free. You forget the part where you'll die as well. And I'm supposed to choose? You're forgetting the very important part, Okame, about how you're going to die in this world line as well. Daru won't, thankfully. Daru's the only one that manages to survive. Suzuha won't. Well, Suzuha's already dead. But at least she won't die for a good while. You know? But... ridiculous. I choked out a laugh. How am I, of all people, supposed to make that choice? There's no way. I don't really care about the future, whether it's free or ruled by CERN. I know I should care. Suzuha entrusted her wish to me. Doesn't that make it my responsibility? And I haven't gotten a single mail from anyone, really, and I can't call anyone, just making sure. But still, it doesn't seem quite real. 20 years is a long time. Right now, only Mayuri and Kurisu matter. I must choose which to save. You're also forgetting that if Mayuri dies, and Moeka dies, and if B dies, then Nai will probably kill you in 15 years. So you won't even last the 20 years to see the world line change. Or maybe it's a little different. Maybe you will die at some point, we know that. But maybe not in 15 years like you would have on that world line. Your death has been extended a good bit away. I don't remember when Suzuha said you die. I don't remember. But either way, it's probably by Nai. Or maybe not. I don't know. Maybe Nai becomes a CERN operative. That would be pretty fucked up. But given Robotics Notes, that's not entirely out of the question. Which Robotics Notes is the anime after this? I don't know if I assume Robotics Notes has its own visual novel, but I only watched the anime, so. If I had been given this choice back on July 28th, before this had all started, I probably would have not hesitated to abandon Kurisu and save Mayuri. But it's not July 28th. It's August 15th. I spent 2 long weeks with Kurisu. She's one of us now, an integral part of the lab. Don't forget that we've spent like a month these past few days. And as I leapt through time again and again, she was the person I relied on most. Always calm, always thoughtful, always ready with a new hypothesis. Always there to give me a push when I needed it most. I wouldn't even have the time machine if not for Kurisu. It's thanks to her that I made it this far. After all she's done for me, there's no way I can abandon her now. But nor can I let Mayuri die. Everything I've done, I did to save her. I would give anything, even my own life, to see her safe. More than anything, I want her to live. No matter what, I won't let her die. I can't choose. I can't! Kill Kurisu or kill Mayuri. This is what this choice comes down to. Is this how it ends? Ah! I drive my fist into the wire fence. Jesus, man. Suzuha. Faris, Lukako, Moeka. Is this what I sacrificed your memories for? Is there no other option? No way to save them both? What if I use Suzuha's time machine? I can return to the Beta World line, then use her time machine to travel to July 28th. No, that won't work. The reason Suzuha leapt to 2010 was to prevent CERN from creating a dystopia. That only occurs on this world line. On the Beta World line, she'll have no reason to leave in 2010. Suzuha's time machine won't exist, so I won't be able to use it. Alright, then what if I send Kurisu a warning via D-mail? It could say, don't go to Dr. Nakabachi's presentation. No, that won't work either. Remember, causality converges. Causality converges, but that being said, we prevented Faris' father from dying through a D-mail, not through a time leap. So, it's possible that we could prevent her from dying if that is not an attractor field. Karisu's death is inevitable on the Beta World line, just as Mayuri's is inevitable on this world line. Okay, yes, but if you sent a D-mail, then you would send us to a different world line. Possibly one that is different from this one as well. And from all the other ones where Mayuri dies. Which is a pretty big if, because there are a lot of world lines where Mayuri dies. No matter what I do, fate will ensure her death. There's no way. I slowly sink into the floor with my back against the fence. I guess if... Oh my god. just thinking about it. If we wanted to get to a new world line, we'd somehow have to get the divergence meter to go to like 2%. That'd be an entirely different world line. One different from the one where Mayuri dies, and one different from the one where Kurisu dies. But we have no idea what that world line would hold or how to even get to it. There's no D-mails to undo. So, what would we be able to do to change it to that? I don't know. I can't save her. I'm powerless against the will of fate. What should I do? What should I do? Maybe Mayuri doesn't die on the current world line. I canceled Moika's D-mail. Plus, I haven't had an opportunity to check the divergence meter since. Might there be a chance? If the pattern continues, Mayuri's death has been pushed back to the night of the 17th. If Mayuri doesn't die between 7 and 8 p.m. that night, then I won't have to face this horrible decision. I know it's unlikely, I understand that from all my experiences so far. But still, I can't help but cling to that hope. Mayuri and Kurisu. If I can just save them both, then I don't care if the future is ruled by SERN. I'll betray Suzuha's dream if that's what it takes. So please, let Mayuri live! To whom should I make this desperate plea? God? Fate? The universe itself? Either way, I'm just one insignificant human among billions. Will my prayers truly reach? I already know what the answer will be. And that knowledge, that certainty, is despair. A whirlpool of despair? Or, a whirlpool of delusion. Kamima runs for 3 straight days, from the 15th to the 17th. On the last day, I go with Mayuri and stay with her from the morning until Kamima closes. It's not really my thing, though, and the crowd is ridiculous, so I wait off to the side with Mayuri's bags. From time to time, Mayuri appears with new bags for me to guard, and usually a snack for us to share, but most of the day I spend alone. To some extent, I'm here to escape reality, to empty my mind and forget my fears. But even when I close my eyes, I can still hear the footsteps of death approaching. You mean your own footsteps? From the Beta World line?
Ha! We're finally home!
No, we're not. It's already dark by the time the bus drops us back at Akiba. Mayuri's dragging her costume case behind her. I'm carrying bags covered in moe artwork and loaded with doujinshi. These are all Mayuri's purchases, not mine. Jesus, girl! Frivolous spender! I can't believe she bought so much! I guess the reason she doesn't cosplay herself is she's too busy shopping. We get off the bus and just stand there for a while. What are you gonna do now? Head straight home?
Actually, I was thinking of going to the lab.
Need something?
Not really, but it's been a while since I got to relax with Okarin. I'm a little hungry, so I'll buy some juicy chicken number 1 on the way.
Maybe Mayuri wants a taste of normalcy again, now that the chaos of Kamima has ended. I can't begrudge her that. I stifle a groan and shrug my shoulders. Back to the lab, then.
Hey, Ocarine, why'd you come with Mayushi today? You've never come with me to Kamima before. You're not interested in Moi, right?
I like robot anime. But not so much that I'd line up early in the morning for Kamima each year, like Daru and Mayuri do.
So why did you come with me today?
Well... You don't have to lie or anything, Okabe. You could just say, it's been a number of days since we hung out, so I figured I might as well spend the day with you. That's a nice, friendly thing to suggest, right? No romantic things involved. To confirm your death? Those words pop into my head, but I quickly shake them away. Why am I so set on Mayuri dying? I wanted to live, remember?
Well...
I just felt like it.
Oh.
God damn it, Okabe! I know she's about to... Well, she might... She's probably about to die. She's probably about to die, okay? But... You could at least give her a happy thought? Not romantic, but... You know... I just... Suddenly, silence. A downhearted frown replaces the usual smile on Mayuri's face. Did my answer upset her? But it's not like I could tell the truth. You could make up a better lie than that! How do you tell someone they're gonna die? Lukako. I frantically tried to smooth things over. I thought maybe you'd manage to get Lukako to cosplay, so I came to laugh at him. It's too bad he didn't come.
Yeah. Luka-kun would be... Yeah. Luka-kun would be super popular if he did come, though. People would take his picture and post it all over the internet. Then everyone in the world would see how cute he is. And after he became a superstar, Mayushi would go see you on TV and think, wow, he's gone so far.
It's scary, cause it's true.
Ocarine?
Suddenly Mayuri turns around and peeks in my face as she walks backwards.
Thank you for today.
Why are you thanking me?
Well, like I said, this is the first time Okarine's ever come to Kamima with me. It made Mayushi really happy.
A smile finally returns to Mayuri's face.
But you know what would make it even... but you know what would make me even happier? If you cosplay next time.
Yeah, I'll think about that. That's right, don't think negative thoughts. Think about a fun, bright future.
Really? You'll cosplay for me?
Only if you cosplay too. Lukako too, and Christina, of course, convinced them to cosplay first. If you manage that, then I, the great and insane mad scientist Owen Kyoma, will grace Kamima with my August presence. The next Kamima takes place this winter. We'll all be there, as if none of this ever happened. All of us, laughing and smiling together. Just imagine a future like that.
Wow! That's gonna be tough. But it sounds really fun too. Besides, I think Christian really wants to cosplay, so there's hope. Mayushi's gonna do her best.
We arrive at the lab, and there's the music. I look up at the second floor, but there's no light in the window. Oddly enough, there's nobody here today. We got a bad feeling about this. Is Mocha gonna ambush us? On the previous world line, I forgave Mocha and Shinoji. But that has already been undone. This is a new world line. The Rounders are still alive, and they're still after the time machine. Wait here, Mayuri. I motion for her to sit and wait on the bench in front, then I carefully check the area. I know my efforts are likely futile. But still, I want to do anything I can. Anything to give Mayuri a chance, however small, of surviving on this world line. Something tells me it would be foolish to go straight up to the lab. So first I decide to check the street for any suspicious people. Walk down the street towards Kuramaya Bashidori, careful to always keep Mayuri in sight. Eh? Eh? Suddenly, a white station wagon parked at the end of the street fires its engine and takes off in our direction. Oh, you bastard, Mr. Braun! What? I can see clearly through the front window. The man in the driver's seat is unfamiliar. Unfamiliar? But I've seen that station wagon before. Yeah, that's Mr. Braun's. It's the same one Mocha used to run us over on a previous world line. It's the same one Mr. Braun used to transport the IBM 5100. Yeah, same one Tanoji used to transport the IBM 5100. And now it's bearing down at me full speed. I'm in the center of the road. There's nowhere to run. Oh. The station wagon flips on its high beams, instantly turning my vision white. I can't move. It's all happening too fast. I expected an ambush inside the lab. Instead, I'm facing a charging car. What do I do? I'm fine. I won't die. This world has approved that fate. No. Wait, what day is it? This is the first time I've made it to the 17th. Does that mean my death is still undecided? No! No, no, no! You've heard it from Suzuha yourself, bastard! You die in like 20 years! Will I die in Mayuri's place? If that'll save her... If that'll end this... Then maybe it's for the best. But, okay, here's the problem. If you die, then someone else is gonna use the time machine and we're gonna have the same problem all over again. No. I don't want to die yet. Two contradictory emotions collide in my mind. My body doesn't know which way to turn. Will I be the one to die?
Okarin!
Yeah. Something slams into my back. Oh. That's not a sound I wanted to hear. I open my eyes. I'm lying on the side of the road. My whole body hurts, but I don't appear to be seriously injured. Someone saved me? I look up to see the station wagon's taillights disappearing around the corner. And there, lying in the center of the road, is Mayuri. I run to her side. Mayuri is bleeding from the head. Pavement is slick with blood. Did she protect me? But that's not what I wanted. I lift her body up in my arms. Her eyes twitch, then slowly open. Mayuri, I'm sorry. It's my fault. Her hand wanders, as if seeking something. It reaches for the starry sky. Her eyelids are heavy. They could close any second now. But still, she looks straight into my eyes. And for some reason, she smiles.
Finally. Mayushi was... useful talking.
What? Stardust handshake. Her delicate fingers grasp at the sky. But all they find is empty air. Her arm goes limp. I grab her hand before it hits the ground. Mayuri is no longer breathing. I've seen her die countless times. But this time, it's too much. This time, it's all my fault. I embrace Mayuri's tattered body. Her lifeless, motionless, tattered body. I clench my jaw and bite back my tears. Mayuri. You can't see the stars from here. How could this happen? Why did she have to die like this? What possible meaning could this death have? Yes. It happened because fate demanded it. Yes. Her death is unavoidable, the result upon which this world line converges. I knew from the beginning that this would happen, but I never imagined that she would die saving me, and with a smile on her face. What do you mean you were finally useful? Tell me, Mayuri. There is no future for Mayuri on this world line. And that brings me once again to the choice. Do I return to the Beta world line, killing Kurisu? Or do I leave things as they are and accept Mayuri's death? I can't run away. I am the one who twisted fate. I am the one who must decide. And so we go back in time. Somehow. Wait, but wasn't an ambush happening? How did we make it? No one was at the lab, right? But were they already kidnapped? If they were already kidnapped, the time machine is already taken. And how do we know that how could the 24-inch CRT have been on? How could you have even turned it on? You would have had to break through those metal bars. Or the metal plating, whatever, the shutter things. Whatever. We somehow leapt through time again. The sky is blue. I'm on the roof of Radicon after going back 56 hours with 2 time leaps. I lean against the wire fence and stretch out my legs as I look at the sky. I wanted more time to think. That's why I came back. Last time I spent 2 days refusing to face reality. That is no longer an option. Now that I've confirmed Mayuri's death. This time I need to reach a decision. But how? This equation has no solution. No matter what choice I make, someone dies. From a purely utilitarian viewpoint, I should choose the Beta World line, where CERN never creates a dystopia. But it's not that simple, not for me. There must be some other way. According to Suzuha, 2010 is a point of great divergence at the attractor field level. I think that divergence had already commenced by the time I sent the D-mail reporting Kurisu's death. So when did divergence begin? Can't say for sure, but I think it was the moment we completed the phone wave named TBA. That was around the middle of July. Daru and I deemed it a failure right after completion. By the time Kurisu was killed, there was already a huge divergence at the attractor field level. Now that I think about it, reading Steiner activated that day when I sent the D-mail that started it all. At that moment, every pedestrian and vehicle on the main street of Akiba suddenly vanished. That feels so long ago, but now I can finally explain it. That was the moment I moved to the Alpha World line. On the Beta World line where this all began, Suzuha didn't arrive in her time machine. Dr. Nakabachi's conference went ahead as planned, and the flow of tourists and shoppers through Akiba was unimpeded. But when I sent the D-mail, events changed on a huge scale, from my perspective at least. On the current world line, Suzuha crashed her time machine into the roof of Radicon. Nakabachi's presentation was cancelled, and this part of Akiba was closed to traffic. Because I was out on the street when the world line changed, it appeared to me as if thousands of people suddenly vanished. But why were you out on the street? Were you just here to check on the satellite? Truth is, they were never there to begin with. Like a magician's trick, it's so obvious once you understand how it works. The real problem is the timing of the D-mail. I moved to the Alpha World line after Kurisu died. If I had sent the D-mail before she died, then I might have been able to intervene, even now on this world line. But no, that would defy causality. I sent that D-mail because I saw Kurisu's body. That's the way it has to be. Who killed her anyway? I still don't know. It definitely wasn't suicide. What if I identified the murderer and sent them a D-mail warning them off? Would that prevent her death? I mean, no one has tried to kill her on this world line, have they? Maybe there's a chance. However, to send that D-mail, I would first have to move to the Beta World line. The more I think about it, the more futile it seems. I've already seen Mayuri die countless times. Everything I tried to prevent it failed. I understand all too well. When fate wants someone dead, nothing can stop it. I can't save Kurisu. Eh?
There you are!
I thought I was alone. Seems that I was wrong. Hey. Bad timing! Good timing! I don't know. I turn around to see Kurisu standing in the open door. I avert my eyes. Can't look her in the face. Not now.
What are you doing here?
Nothing. How did you know I was here?
You said you wanted to be alone. I ran the numbers and concluded that I had the greatest probability of finding you here.
Then leave me alone. You don't have to look for me. I'm not a lost little boy.
Hey! Is that how you treat someone who's worried about you? Not that I'm worried about you or anything.
Right after she gets herself flustered, Kurisu sighs and puts on a serious expression.
I was gonna leave you alone at first. But you've been acting weird the last couple days. I mean, you're always weird, but more than usual. You look like a kid forced to eat crappy oatmeal. What happened?
Nothing.
Then why did you cancel the cracking of CERN?
You're the one who said we shouldn't.
Oh, so you're afraid of triggering arrest flags? I get it.
You should praise me for obeying the law for a change.
That's not like you at all. What happened to your ego? What happened to the insane mad scientist Ho and Kill?
To hell with my ego! This time, it's not that simple. I forced my ego on others before. Suzuha, Fares, Lukuko. I sacrificed their dreams for the sake of my goal. I justified it by telling myself that it was necessary to save Mayuri. I weighed their suffering against the alternative and made my self-righteous choice. But this time, the alternatives are impossible to compare. I have to choose which friend to let die. It'd be so much easier if I knew what was right.
Which friend to let die? What are you talking about?
I'm just a student, Christina, you know? The insane mad scientist Hoing Kilma? That's just a fantasy. Character I made up. I bet you had no idea.
I may have figured that out when we first met.
When we first met. What if I hadn't found Kurisu's body back then? Let's try imagining that situation. If I hadn't seen Kurisu dead, I wouldn't have interrogated her before the seminar at ATF. Without hearing me call her a zombie, she wouldn't have taken an interest in me. She wouldn't have had come to the lab. Ultimately, we never would have had built the time machine, leaving me without the means to save Mayuri. And of course, Kurisu would not have become our friend. We would not be as close as we are right now.
Tell me, Okabe, what do you mean?
I can't meet her questioning gaze. Do I have to tell you?
You've never hesitated to ask me for help before. Don't hold back now.
It's not what this is about. Then prepare yourself. What I'm about to tell you is the absolute truth. And it could also be your death sentence.
Eh?
Chris's voice cracks a little. Remember what I told you before? When we delete the email from CERN's database, we'll reach the Remember what I told you before? When we reach the email... Remember what I told you before? When we delete the email from CERN's database, we'll reach the beta world line, where Mayuri doesn't die.
And where CERN doesn't take over the world. Right. Everyone lives, everyone is free. You made it sound perfect.
Perfect? It's anything but! I showed you the first email, didn't I? The one that started it all? On the beta world line. The events described in that email actually happened. Kurisu is a genius. I have no doubt that she understands. Kurisu. On the beta world line. You die on July 28th. And according to the attractive field model, nothing can prevent that from happening. If I want to save my Yuri, I have no choice but to let you die. Kurisu says nothing. What expression is she making now? I reluctantly sneak a look at her face. She's staring out across the cityscape. Her eyes look distant. I see neither fear nor sadness in her face. She seems accepting. Kurisu is always like this. Always calm no matter what. It's hard to believe she's younger than me. Her soft chestnut hair blows in the wind. She lifts a hand to hold it down.
Hey, Okabe. How credible do you find this attractive field model?
Credible?
It's all secondhand info from John Titor. From Amane-san, isn't it? I get that it's the accepted model in 2036. But how exactly did scientists prove the existence of attractor fields?
Are you trying to say that the model may be wrong? I know but I know for certain that convergence exists. I've experienced it firsthand.
Even if they're right about convergence, what about the relationship between world lines?
The moment I change world lines, everything is reconstructed. Past, present, and future. I don't know why that text looks really squished for some reason.
But that's just from your perspective, Okabe. Once you go to the beta world line, the me that your brain perceives will die. In other words, your perspective will have chosen the world line where I die instead of the one where I don't. However, why can't the world your brain perceives be different from the one my brain perceives?
Brains. I forgot her specialty was neuroscience. So you're saying world lines are independent?
Like trains, maybe.
Trains?
Let me give you an easy example.
Kirsty takes out her phone and starts fiddling with it.
If I want to take the train from Akiba to Yokohama, which route should I use?
I didn't know you were a rail fan.
It's just an example, jeez! You choose to take the Yamanote line to Tokyo Station, then transfer to the Tokaido main line for the rest of your trip.
Kirsty keeps talking as she looks at her phone, apparently reading off an itinerary. The fuck? Rail fan. Short for railroad fanatic, an otaku with an interest in trains. Wow, that's interesting. Unique, I guess.
But I take the Yamanote line to Osaki, then transfer to the Shonan Shinjuku line. Another person, say Hashida-san, might decide to take the Gein Tokuhoku line for some reason. And Mayuri might ride the Shinkansen from Tokyo. You and I ride the same train until Tokyo Station, but from there we ride different lines, while still aiming for the same destination.
And that applies to the universe? You're claiming the existence of parallel worlds?
I like to use my imagination too sometimes. But where's the proof that there's only one world?
Suzuha said so. And then there's reading Steiner.
In other words, an unknown time traveler and your unexplainable superpower.
But we knew Suzuha.
There's no way to prove that she was Hashida's daughter, or anything she said about 2036 either. Not without going there ourselves. And if reading Steiner is what you say, then it means your subjective experience influenced the memories of every single human being. That's completely absurd, Okabe. If that's true, then you are literally a god. But there's no gods in reality. The world doesn't revolve around you. It's just your brain making you believe that it does. If that makes you this world's god, then I must be a god too. My brain is just as big as yours.
What are you trying to say?
Let's say you choose the world line where I die. That doesn't mean I have to do the same. The fact is that I'm standing here right now, observing the world with my own subjectivity. I already exist on a world line where I don't die. Even if your perspective shifts to the beta world line, my perspective might remain here. It's a question of where the soul lies, and I won't let you have your way with my soul.
No true scientist would accept a hypothesis that flimsy.
But there's a chance I'm right. So, you have nothing to worry about.
Kurisu smiles. How can she smile? I just told her that she's gonna die.
The problem is that you don't want to let me die, right? But if my hypothesis is correct, I'll still be alive on another possible world line. So there's no reason to be afraid.
Okay, but that doesn't change the fact that this Okabe, the one you're talking to, will no longer be able to perceive you. That's the problem he's dealing with. Even if you do exist in a parallel world. It's just a hypothesis.
The same is true of attractor fields. It hasn't been proven, even if someone did prove it by 2036. That doesn't help us here in the present. In other words, anything is possible.
Kurisu turns her back to me after finishing. It's an armchair theory. A daring armchair theory that could quite possibly render meaningless everything I've done up to now. How can Kurisu stay so calm? She's just an 18-year-old girl.
You really don't have to worry about me, Okabe. It would just hurt my pride if you did.
Don't say it like that. Call. Answer call. Hello? Mayuri?
Yeah.
Displayed on the screen is Mayuri's face, devoid of its usual brightness for some reason. What's wrong?
I heard from Daru-kun that Okarin's been acting kind of strange. Mayushi was so preoccupied with Kamima she didn't really notice. Even though she usually notices right away when Okarin's not happy. I'm sorry, Okarin.
Don't apologize. You've done nothing wrong.
Did something happen? Okarin?
I can't tell her. I can't. I've kept it a secret from her all this time. That's the way it has to be. There's nothing wrong.
Oh. You know, you used to talk to Mayushi about a lot of things, remember? Like, the organization's 4 leaders. Their names are Back Turkish, Virginian Burp, Balloon Drag Queen, and White-Eye Gore, right?
Black Tortoise, Vermilion Bird, Blue Dragon, and White Tiger. What did you call them, Mayuri? Yeah, those.
Yeah, that. You know, it was really fun talking to Okarin about stuff like that. But now, Okarin, if Mayushi's a burden, just say so, okay?
What?
Oh, I never. I'm hanging up now. If you feel like talking to Mayushi about anything, just call, okay? Do-do-do.
She hung up on me.
What did Mayuri say?
Oh, are you a burden? Don't say things like that, damn it! Why is she only serious at times like this?
A burden, huh?
I've never felt Mayuri was a burden, not once.
Then you should tell her that.
Maybe it wasn't a good idea to leave Mayuri in the dark. She never looks like she's thinking anything. And yet she saw my doubt? Either way, I can't tell her the truth.
Okabe.
Kirisu sighs, then glares at me.
The old you wouldn't have worried about anything. Anyway, you should go see Mayuri. I'm sure she has a lot to say.
She's right. Even if I don't tell Mayuri the truth, I need to at least tell her something. I'll postpone my decision and go see Mayuri. I'm gonna do a quick thing. I'm gonna save here. We're gonna load back here and see what happens if... Yeah, my phone's ringing. Oh, yeah, it's Mayuri.
Answer it, I don't mind.
Ringtone cuts off during my hesitation. I just want to see what happens if we don't answer the phone.
You're such a wimp. I'm disappointed in you.
Aren't you afraid of dying?
Did you not hear what I just said?
I heard, but... An email interrupts me. I don't want to argue with Kurisu anymore, so I open my phone to break the conversation. Oh, wait, hold on! Is this gonna be the exact same conversation?
Mayushi here. Hey, Okarin, is something bothering you? You've been looking kind of down lately. Do you want to talk about it? Or is it something you can't tell Mayushi about? That would make me sad. If you feel like Mayushi's being a burden, then I want you to tell me, okay?
and yeah, we're back to exactly where we just were, answering her or not. How are you a burden? Don't say things like that, damn it! Why is she only serious at times like this?
A burden, huh?
I've never felt Mayuri was a burden. Not once.
Then you should tell her that.
Maybe it wasn't a good idea to leave Mayuri in the dark. She never looks like she's thinking anything, and yet she saw my doubt? Either way, I can't tell her the truth.
Okabe.
Kurisu sighs, then glares at me.
The old you wouldn't have worried about anything. Anyway, you should go see Mayuri. I'm sure she has a lot to say.
She's right. Even if I don't tell Mayuri the truth, I need to at least tell her something. I'll postpone my decision and go see Mayuri. So absolutely nothing changed. Okay. That's comforting to know then. It's afternoon on the first day of Kamima, and the crowds are finally beginning to thin out. Of course, the industry booths and cosplay area are still packed, but at least I don't have to wait in line to get in. I've been trying to get in touch with Mayuri for a while now, but she hasn't responded. I checked with Daru, but he hasn't seen her today either. Cosplay ends at 4 p.m. I focus on searching the cosplay area until then, but I still can't find her. There's a dedicated cosplay area for Kamima? Weird. Usually it's just like cosplayers go around the conventions, you know? Even just like, you know, back to their hotels or into the game booths, or I guess I'm thinking of like PAX and stuff, or Comic-Con. Comic-Con is kind of like Kamima, right? But there's no real cosplaying section, you just go wherever. Maybe she finished early and went home. Tried calling her home, no luck. They haven't seen her since she left this morning. Where is she? I'm always afraid that she'll disappear the second I take my eyes off her. It's been like that ever since she lost her grandmother. Maybe it's just my imagination. We've been so close for so long. I saw Mayuri at her weakest and most vulnerable. Maybe that has made me overprotective. But I don't care how other people see us. I just can't leave Mayuri alone. Did I send? I did send some. I'm at Kamima. Let's meet up. Where are you? Are you in the cosplay area? Where are you? Please respond. Okabe. I step into the cemetery. The final resting place of Mayuri's beloved grandmother. When was the last time I came here? For about a year after Mayuri became my hostage, I'd periodically accompany her here. but I don't think I've been here since I entered high school, so it's been about 3 or 4 years. As I get close to Mayuri's grandmother's grave, I begin to hear a voice. It's Mayuri. I recognize her voice anywhere. It sounds like she's talking to someone. I approach quietly. Hey, 75% achievements.
Hey, Granny.
Mayuri is standing there, talking to the grave. What a relief. She hasn't disappeared. I decide to watch silently from a short distance away.
I've been having scary dreams lately.
Okay, sorry about that. Just had a minor catastrophe with my microphone and my headphones. Them falling off my desk. My phantom power, that is. Anyways, for a second I wonder if she's learned to commune with the dead, but no, she's just talking to herself.
In my dreams, bad things keep happening to me. Like someone shoots me, or a car hits me, or I get run over by a train.
What? Don't tell me.
It's so real. It hurts so much and I feel so sad. And I try to call out for help, but nothing comes out. Why do you think I'm having these dreams?
Does she remember her deaths? All of them? Is she inheriting memories like I do?
And, you know, they always end the same way. Mayushi's crying, and Okurin comes to save me. Mayushi tries to say, "Thank you, Okurin," but Okurin can't hear my voice. He holds Mayushi, and makes a very sad face, like he's gonna cry. But he never does, you know? I can tell he's forcing himself not to cry.
Come to think of it, both Varius and Lukaku remembered their memories from before the past changed. I used to think that memories couldn't be shared between world lines. I used to think that I was the exception with reading Steiner. But maybe that's not the case. Maybe everyone has the same power, and the only difference is how strong it is. Maybe reading Steiner is nothing special after all.
That makes Mayushi even more sad. I try to say, sorry, but he still can't hear. And that's when I wake up. Why am I having these dreams?
I failed so many times to save her. I've watched her die again and again. Everything I've done has been to prevent that from happening. And yet, have the memories of those deaths been tormenting her as she sleeps? I bite my lip in frustration. I still have a terrible decision to make. But she shouldn't have those memories? I mean, no, she shouldn't. Because even if we changed the world line, so say Mayuri died on the 16th, but because we sent the D-mail again, she doesn't die until the 17th. Makes sense that if we were on the 17th, she would remember the 16th death. But we time leap before that. And no one should remember anything from when you time leap. Because only Okabe's memories are transferred. So... But then the 15th does roll around? And if Mayuri died on the 15th, would she then remember it? Even though that shouldn't be possible? Either way, that kind of throws Kurisu's parallel worlds theory out the water. Just blows it completely away. Because that means if everyone's remembering the other world lines, that means there is no other world line. There is only the one world line. And the many possibilities it could have. But only the one world line that people live on. And they all share the memories of the other world lines when we change. Which shouldn't normally be possible, but if it does happen, then, you know, I guess they remember. Which means if we do kill Kurisu, there will be no other Kurisu living in a parallel world. She'll just be dead. And in fact, she should actually remember her death on July 28th. Which, if she does remember that, then she could tell us what happened, but obviously we can't. We probably shouldn't put her through that kind of stress, especially because it happened a month ago, almost. She might not remember very well. But either way, I still have a terrible decision to make. Do I save Mayuri or do I save Kurisu? There's no perfect ending here. I can't save them both. It's one or the other. If I choose Kurisu, then Mayuri's dreams will become reality. I don't want Mayuri to feel any pain. Until now, I've thought only of saving her. That is my goal. But at the same time, I can't let Kurisu die. Again, my thoughts have the same dead end. Mayuri hasn't noticed me yet. She's still staring at the sky, just as she was on the day I took her hostage. She's talking to her grandmother in heaven.
Oh, right. We have a lot more lab members now, you know. There's Chris-chan, Moeka-san, Luka-kun, and Freddy's-chan. There's also Suzu-san, but she moved away. That makes 8 of us. It's really amazing.
On this one line, they all became lab mems. However, not a single one of them has sent an email.
You know, it was just Okurin and Mayushi at first. Back then, Okurin seemed kind of bored most of the time. But now he's having so much fun.
Is that how she sees it? Well, she's not wrong. She really does know me, doesn't she?
And that makes Mayushi happy too. It's so busy, but it's really exciting. Especially now that Chris-chan is here. She's really smart, you know. She got a paper published in a famous magazine. Mayushi really admires her. She even made a time machine. Oh, but can't we get Okurin and Doro-kun help too?
Then Mayuri falls silent. Her gaze becomes distant. She stands still and looks up to the sky. What could she be thinking?
But you know, sometimes I remember. Back when it was just the 2 of us. When Mayushi had only just become Okurin's hostage. I'd go to the lab after school, and Okurin wouldn't be there, so I'd tidy up the room and decorate with cute things. Then Okurin would finally show up a little later. Mayushi would say, "Welcome back." When instead of saying, "I'm back," Oki would say, "Good work," like a big boss or something. Every day we spent a few hours just hanging out, doing nothing, and then we'd go home together. We didn't talk much, but it wasn't bad. We were just there, together, you know? We'd sit next to each other on the sofa. Okurin would work on his big plans, and Mayushi would read manga or play games. And sometimes we'd have a snack together. It was so nice and relaxing. I never wanted to leave. I'd start feeling like a real hostage, and I'd laugh to myself. Then Okurin would turn to me and say,
I remember. It was 4 months ago, still spring. The lab wasn't as lively as it is now. It was an isolated bubble of slow-moving time. Did something good happen?
Yep. Well, not really, but kinda.
Ah. Must have been an illusion. We could be under attack from Illusion Conductor, one of the organization's feared agents.
Oh, I gotta be careful then. But you know, I'm sure that Mr. Illusion Kid Hugger...
Conductor, not Kid Hugger.
I'm sure he's not a bad guy.
It was nothing, just meaningless chatter to pass the time.
I felt so happy there. So happy I could cry. I wanted to stay like that forever. But that doesn't mean I don't like how things are now, okay?
Mayuri shakes her head in denial. Finally, she stops looking up at the sky and bows her head instead.
You know, I haven't talked to Okuri much lately. Maybe Mayushi's getting a little lonely.
It's true. I haven't had time to talk to her lately. But that's because I've been fighting to prevent her death. To keep her dreams from coming true. Also that Mayuri will keep smiling. I never again want to see her cry like she did on the day her grandmother died. I never again want to see her cry like she did on the day her grandmother died.
But you know, I don't want to be a burden on Okuri.
That word again. Burden. I've never thought of her as a burden.
Mayushi's just one big nuisance, isn't she? Granny?
Mayuri lifts her face once more.
I can't stay like this forever, can I?
Of course you can!
Huh?
When I finally speak to Mayuri, she turns my way with a surprised expression. Her face is so soft, so innocent. Slowly her lips curve into a smile.
It's Okuri! Wow, how'd you know I was here?
I always know where my hostage is.
Hostage.
You cannot escape my grasp. Not ever.
Oh. But don't wear yourself out, okay? Mayushi's a little worried.
Oh, and Kyomo is not so weak as to require your concern. When the time comes, I'll tell you everything.
Huh?
So stay with me until then, like you always have.
Okay.
Mary stands up and turns to the grave once more. As an offering, she leaves a brand new white lily, as well as some dango dumplings.
Let's head back, Okuri.
Shouldn't we get some dango for ourselves first? Back when we used to visit the cemetery together, it was part of our daily routine to eat dango on the way home. Dango, whatever.
Of course.
Akiba is empty again today. The otaku have all made the exodus to Kamima for the second day of battle. But come nightfall, they will return to Akiba like a victorious army laden with spoils, and the streets will be chaos. I know Daru's gone to Kamima. The question is, has Mayuri? Hope she has. I want things to be normal again. I remember what I heard yesterday. The feelings Mayuri expressed at her grandmother's grave. The events of the last few weeks have affected her as well. After I escorted Mayuri home from the cemetery, I spent the whole night racking my brain for a third option. A way out of this mess. Ugh. My thoughts were a jumble, ideas coming and going too fast to judge which were right and which were wrong. But of course, there isn't a right choice here. For in the end, it always comes back to the same question. Who do I let die? And no matter how I try to dance around it, the answer is always the same. I can't choose. Is there no one else who can make this decision? No. Even if there were, I know I'd never accept their choice, whichever it happened to be. Once again, I'm heading for the roof of Radarikan. I had to get out of the lab. Mayuri or Kurisu might return at any moment, and I can't face them now. I look up at the sky. Clouds are dark and heavy. It's apparently raining. It could start raining at any moment now. No, it definitely looks like it's raining, unless those are just light rays, I guess. I thought that I was alone, but someone was here before me. Kurisu is lying in the middle of the roof, arms and legs spread, as if making a snow angel. The image of Kurisu in a pool of blood flashes through my mind. Is she alright? I run towards her. Before I make it halfway, she suddenly sits up and turns to face me. Like a goddamn zombie.
Okabe.
You're alive. What a dumb thing to say. Fortunately, it looks like Kurisu didn't hear me. She's busy combing her disheveled hair with her fingers. Breathe a silent sigh of relief.
Right. I forgot I'm running into you here.
What were you doing?
Thinking.
Oh. Was she thinking about her death? Yeah, probably. I don't know what to say, so I keep my mouth shut. Curso appears to be in the same boat. She's staring at the capsule toy dispenser in the corner, her face wearing the usual frown. There's a capsule toy dispenser up here? Really? The awkward silence drags on. When you think about it, Kurisu's fate rests in my hands. My decision will determine whether she lives or dies. Her fantastic hypothesis yesterday was a desperate attempt to construct a scenario where she doesn't die. Even if she believes that her theory is correct, it must be difficult for her to avoid imagining her own death. Force a smile. Getting really uncomfortable here. Looks like I'm in your way, so I'll just go.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. I was expecting her sarcastic remark like, "Since when do mad scientists have manners?" or something. Just then, something cold lands on the tip of my nose. When I look up, raindrops start landing on my forehead. An evening shower. It's only getting more intense, and quickly. Kurisu hasn't moved a muscle. She's just standing there with her arms folded, staring at the ground as if she doesn't notice the rain at all. Hey, it's raining.
Huh? Oh, yeah.
She's acting strange, like her mind is elsewhere. I know what she's been thinking about. Ah, whoa! In less than a minute, the rain turns into a full downpour. We had no time to seek shelter.
What the hell?
Kurisu's scream is drowned out by the roar of the rain.
What a surprise.
Yeah, perfect timing. That's what you get for tempting the sky gods. Now safely inside the building, we take a moment to catch our breath. It's been a week since Susa's time machine disappeared, but Radicon is still closed. Lights are off and it's pretty dark outside.
You should have warned me sooner. Even my underwear is soaked.
Same here. Bet you're glad it's dark, huh?
What do you mean?
If the lights were on, I'd be able to see everything. Oh my god. Even the dim light, I could tell that Kurisu was scrambling to cover her chest.
Oh, I forgot that you're a perv too.
You're the one who announced that your underwear was wet.
Just drop it. If you're imagining what color my underwear is, I'll kill you.
I'm not imagining anything. She's too self-conscious. But the color of her underwear. Huh? Gotta be white. Yeah, alright. Cold.
I'm not stripping naked. If that's what you're suggesting, your pervy tricks won't work on me.
Who said strip? Calm down, will you? Oh, god damn it, Kurisu. But if you want to strip, go ahead. I can't make out your scrawny figure in this light anyway.
Another word, and I'll make you eat your cerebral neocortex with ponzu sauce.
Sorry. Please, spare me that horror. Still, these wisecracks are a welcome distraction.
A storm like that shouldn't last long. Guess we'll just wait it out.
I see Kurisu's shadowy form move to sit on the staircase. I sit next to her.
Hey, get your own stair! What?
You're the one who said not to speak.
You're too close. Don't come any closer, okay? You can stay where you are, but come any closer and I'll push you away, okay?
My bodies gradually grow cold. I start shivering. Maybe I should take off my wet clothes. But if I do that, Kurisu would just call me a perv again. Better not. My eyes gradually adjust to the darkness. I can see Kurisu more clearly now. Yeah, wow. You're, having a bad day. She's huddled up against the wall. Not really.
Don't look at me.
Impossible. How can you see where I'm looking? Does she have infravision?
So you were looking.
Nah, she used leading question on me. That's such a high-level technique. I avert my eyes from Kurisu to take off my lab coat. That's when I notice my coat is torn at the shoulder. Damn, must have caught on something when we ran inside.
What are you talking about?
Just a little tear in my coat.
Is clumsiness one of your character traits?
Don't be ridiculous. I'm a mad scientist. I bear the curse of insanity, not clumsiness. Seems like forever since I've talked to Kurisu is Hoin Kiyoma.
Yeah.
Kurisu suddenly holds out her hand.
Give it here.
What?
I happen to have a sewing kit with me. I'll stitch it up for you.
A sewing kit? You?
Something wrong with that?
I hand over my coat as asked. Don't know why you're just carrying it around, but you're an experiment-loving girl. You're not supposed to be domestic.
Can I be a domestic experiment-loving girl?
You? Domestic?
Relatively, maybe. Well, actually, I don't know the domesticity index for Japanese high school girls these days.
Domesticity index, okay. There's an index for that? First I've heard of it. Kurisu skillfully threads the needle, despite the darkness. I mean, it seems pretty light over there, by the machines, for some reason. The capsule toys.
It's wet, so it's kind of hard to thread.
Did you really just happen to have that on you?
Get over it already! Is it really so wrong for me to have a sewing kit?
It's not wrong, it just seems like you planned for this.
So you're saying I brought it with me because I somehow knew Yuko was gonna rip? Uh-huh. Ridiculous. And before you get the wrong idea, I'm not fixing Yuko because I want you to. And before you get the wrong idea, I'm not fixing Yuko because I want to or anything, okay?
You're the one who told me to give it to you! Nice tsundere line.
Don't mock me. You just happened to tear your clothes, and I just happened to have a sewing kit handy when you did. It's convenience, that's all.
Coincidence. Hey, you didn't time leap, did you?
So now you're saying that I went back in time for the sole purpose of repairing your stupid lab coat? Uh-huh. Ridiculous, ridiculous! There, it's so important I said it twice. Comprendes?
You're right. If you had time leap, you would have brought a towel, not a sewing kit.
What's that? Sarcasm? All you do is complain.
After waiting for a while, Kurisu cuts the string with her teeth, then hands me back my coat. Sharp damn teeth! Here.
Here?
Thanks.
By the way, if it was... by the way, it was dark, so I couldn't really see. If it turns out bad, it's not my fault. It was dark, that's all. Oh, and I hope you like the color, because I have no idea which thread I used.
It's random.
Black, red, or pink. Those are the three possibilities.
Let's just hope it's not pink. It's gonna be pink. Cold.
I guess.
Take my coat.
But it's wet.
Well, yeah, but... You gonna take it or not? Silence again. Words flow so naturally when it's just harmless banter. 1 second of silence and suddenly we have nothing to say. It must be because of what happened yesterday. I'm so desperate to avoid the topic that nothing seems safe. I know I need to say something, but what?
Have you made your decision yet?
Thanks, Kurisu! These are clearly the words I needed to hear. I look at Kurisu. She's hugging her knees to her chest, presumably against the cold. My decision. I know what she means. That's why I can't answer.
You still haven't made up your mind? You like Mayuri, don't you?
What? Where did that come from? Kurisu keeps staring into the darkness.
It's probably just my imagination, but lately I've been seeing things, like a strange sort of deja vu. In these visions, you're fighting to see Mayuri all by yourself. You never give up, no matter how much it hurts.
Uh-huh. Kurisu too?
Then you come to me for help. You're so desperate, you're so earnest. I just have to do what I can. Not that I'm doing it for you, okay? I just want to save my Yuri, that's all. Anyway, these images are stuck in my head like memories.
Sakuri's is the same. She still has faint memories from previous world lines.
I tried self-analysis. Maybe I'm mistaking dreams for reality. Projecting my hopes and fantasies. I don't know. But there's one thing I do know. You have to save my Yuri.
Aren't you afraid? To save my Yuri, I must undo the current world line. If I do that, Kurisu will die.
You know, it kind of feels like we're trapped in an ancient ruin.
Kurisu suddenly changed the subject. She looks around the dark, empty stairwell.
Like the world ended. And we're the only two people left. I've been thinking. Say you go to the beta world line and everyone else goes with you. What if I can't go with you? What if I'm the only one left behind? Would the entire world become like this place? It's just a theory, but I can't help but wonder.
I need to say it. I'll save you. Not just my Yuri, but...
Don't make promises you can't keep!
Kurisu cuts me off sharply and buries her face on her knees.
You asked me if I wasn't afraid. Of course I'm afraid. Maybe I'll disappear. Maybe I'll be left up. Maybe I'll disappear. Maybe I'll be left behind all alone. Or maybe only you will disappear and everything else will stay the same. The world will continue and nobody will even know that you existed. I'll go back to America as if nothing happened. Maybe. Maybe. I feel hopeless just thinking about all the possibilities. But even so...
Kurisu raises her head and spears me with a glare.
Do you think I would let... Do you think I'll tell you... Do you think I'll tell you to let my Yuri die?
Kurisu.
Jesus, it's cold!
Kurisu grabs her own arms. In the darkness, I see her shoulders shaking.
It's because these wet clothes. This sucks. Anyway, enough of this nonsense. It's nothing but conjecture. Baseless. Worthless. I want to cut up my skull and excise the part of my brain that comes up with these delusions.
Now she's talking to herself in an angry tone. Kurisu has always been calm when faced with the unknown. I admired her for that. I thought she was facing this calmly too. I was wrong. Behind her cool facade, she was struggling to cope with the knowledge that her very existence was in jeopardy. She was fighting that fear all alone, and now it's finally come to surface. Of course she's afraid. However brilliant she may be, she's still just an 18-year-old girl. Kurisu abruptly stands up. I realize that I no longer hear the sound of rain pouring on the roof.
Listen, Okabe. You can't save both of us, correct? No matter how you struggle, it's one or the other.
But...
No buts. My answer won't change. Save my Yuri.
I hear the pain in her voice, and also the resolve. Kurisu has made up her mind. I look away and clench my fists. My nails dig into the palms of my hands. Are you telling me to give up? To abandon you? I could never do that!
You can, and you must. There's no other way.
No! You're a friend. I won't abandon you!
Okabe!
Kurisu drops to her knees and grabs me by the collar. I gasp for breath as she stares into my eyes. Her eyes are hard and stern. It's always like this when she scolds me. Always the same glare.
Is there another solution? There isn't, is there? I don't want to live if it means sacrificing my Yuri. If you don't save her, I'll never forgive you.
This can't be happening. I hate this choice with no right answer. I hate the universe for being so cruel. Most of all, I hate myself for forcing Kurisu to speak these words when she's the one with the most to lose. Tears well up in my eyes, but I bite my lip and hold them back. Is there really no other way? I can't bear it. I look straight back at Kurisu as she holds me by the collar.
Huh?
Tightly embrace her slender body. Her clothes are still wet from the rain, but all I feel is warmth radiating from the core of her being.
But you're right here. Why does it have to be this way? Okabe.
Tension drains from her back and her hands. She gives her whole body to my embrace.
Thank you. I know you're hurting for me. But you've done enough. I'm fine. So just think about my Yuri, okay?
Despite her fear, Kurisu has made her choice. It's time for me to do the same. I need to decide here and now. Future of the world. Which friend to let die. Holding Kurisu tightly, I whisper into her ear.